All right, so I hope you guys like that little introduction. So the reason this video is titled Horses and Rev Share is because every morning when I wake up, I typically go on a coffee run. I get in my car and I drive and get coffee, right? That's just how I start the day. But also, usually most mornings, I will wake up and I'll already have some sort of, money in my Stripe or something. Somebody paid an invoice and it just hit the next morning, right? So this video is titled Horses and Rev Share, and I'm going to show you how you can structure your pricing correctly, how I personally like to structure my pricing so that you can get money upfront to actually, cover your cost of acquisition, but also have your incentives aligned with the client. So this chart I have up right here, this is from my video of when I broke down Alex Hormozi's $46.2 million business, gym launch, and exactly how he built it and exactly how you can pretty much replicate it and build something like this yourself. I'll leave that video link in the description if you want to watch that. The most important part I want to break down, so he has many different systems, many different infrastructures that he built and he provides to gym owners, his avatar. The most important one right here is his client acquisition infrastructure that he builds. And so as we can see, he has four different things here: client finance acquisition, lead gen scrambler, four pillars of lead nurture, and helping them with their sales process. The most important part right here that I want to talk about is client finance acquisition. Now, this is where you charge a high ticket upfront fee, which covers the cost of acquisition for two clients. Now, let me break down why this is so genius and why this is, why you should use this as well. So your business can be defined as LTV divided by CAC. This is like this is how you know whether you have a good business or not. You know the exact health of your business purely just off looking at these numbers, right? So how Alex did it was, let's say the CAC for one client was $500. As an upfront fee, Alex would charge $1,250, just as an example, right? This more than covers the cost to acquire two clients and even a little bit of the third. Now, why was this so beneficial? Why is this so good? This is because the rest of the client relationship is now pure lifetime value. Since the cost to acquire was already covered up front, the business is now going to be extremely profitable for the remainder of the time that you are servicing and working with the client, right? Because you have other things like your back end, you might have a retainer, whatever you're charging on the back end to make more money, right? But you also never have to worry about a marketing budget. Since the CAC is more than covered, you will always have a marketing budget. But now, what does this mean? This means you can now infinitely acquire clients. And we know how business works. The only two ways you can be successful and make more money is: one, you get more clients; two, you make your current clients worth more. So the business who can spend the most will win. They will ultimately take up more clients, meaning they take up a greater and greater percentage of their total addressable market, right? So let's say we have this, this big circle right here. The business that can spend the most, they're going to take up more and more percentage of this circle. Let's talk about how to design this pricing and, your front end acquisition for unlimited profits. So, and it's, simply put, business is just arbitrage. Now, what is arbitrage? Arbitrage is when you buy something at one market and then go to a completely different market with hopes to sell it for more money than you originally bought it for, right? If you're doing it right. If you don't know who I am, for 17 months of me running my social media marketing agency, I had this whole script backwards. So I had arbitrage on idiot mode, right? Basically, I would spend money and I would sell it. Well, I would spend more money than I actually made from the client, right? So business is arbitrage because we're buying customers. And what we then do is sell them on our product or service and make more money than we spent to acquire them if we do it right. If we do it the correct way. So this arbitrage can be defined as LTV divided by CAC. In order to acquire clients profitably on the front end and design a system that is quote unquote client finance, like Hermosi like to call it, you first must understand your numbers. You need to know exactly how much does it cost you to acquire a client. And then what you want to do with that number is charge 2 to 3x that amount as an upfront fee. Now, I want you to understand your CAC isn't just your total CAC isn't just your how much you spend on ads to acquire the client. It's also how much you spend to fulfill on that client as well, right? If you have a team, labor you need to pay, you have softwares you use, right, to fulfill, that's all included into CAC. That's all in that number, right? And then you charge 2 to 3x that amount as an upfront fee. This leaves you extremely profitable. And what this is going to allow you to do, this allows you to acquire clients very profitably while the rest of the client relationship remains profitable, extremely profitable. You're just gaining more and more money due to your retainer fees, rev share fees, and back end cash flow. But let me talk about the back end and why I personally do rev share. You know, some models it might be best for you to charge a retainer. I have no problem with that, right? A lot of the inner one-on-one partners I work with, we do charge a retainer after a certain point, but we don't charge it up front, right? That's not the first price we're pitching these business owners. So if you don't know, I work with agency owners and we scale to 50, 75, 100K per month. And the reason I like going with a rev share is because it aligns my incentives with the client. I basically have to get people results in order for me to get paid. And it's a very healthy relationship when you put it like this, right? Because a lot of people in the online space, they just like to take people's money and run away, right? But when you structure it like this, you make it very clear with yourself that you kind of, you put, I wouldn't say pressure, but you put more emphasis on yourself that you have to provide in order to get this client results. That may not be for you. That is how I like to operate, right? So there's two ways you can structure the rev share. It can be a percentage after a certain milestone, or it can be a total percentage of all the cash collected or revenue that they generate while working with you. How I structure it is I take, a percentage after my client, the agency owner I'm working with, gets to 50K per month. Now, the reason I like doing this is because it pushes me and it gives me a reward. After they get to 50K per month, then I will reward myself with a percentage of the profits they generate, right? So with that being said, this makes me a lot of money. Last Sunday, I made $11,000 just by doing this. I occasionally wake up. You saw the first 5-10 seconds of this video. It was like $2,000 and me driving the car, right? So I love structuring it like this. My clients love when it's structured like this. I think you should utilize this model. All right. See you in the next video. Bye.